Hello there. Thursday's weather was pretty wet for many of us, and we're going to see further bouts of heavy rain moving their way in over the next few days. But I think for many there'll be a brief respite in the really wet conditions on Friday with some sunnier spells.
Hello, good morning. A misty start for some of us, especially further towards more eastern parts. But today we're looking at a largely dry day with some good spells of sunshine around, although there is the chance of some occasional showers.
I think it certainly is, Charlie, and it was so true. The planned ahead well. Who thought it? Rain in Manchester in December. But yeah, a sogging day yesterday, a really soggy day across the country. Lots of heavy rainfall, lots of flooded fields at the moment, high rivers as well. There's a number of flood warnings out across England and more rain to come over the next few days.
We've also been covering COP in recent weeks. And Matt, I think you've got some news, as well as the weather, some latest news on the whole idea that the temperature shouldn't exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius, and that the Met Office has been taking a look at. That was part of the Paris Agreement, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yes. Already this year is certain to be one of the hottest years on record, if not the hottest year on record. But the Met Office have announced this morning that next year could be hotter still. And that key threshold set out in the Paris Agreement of 1.5 Celsius, this is the global temperature, 1.5 Celsius above pre-industrial levels, could be temporarily broken. It is just a could at the moment, but forecasts suggest that those temperatures will rise further next year, partly induced by the fact we've got a natural weather phenomenon, which is the El Nino pattern. That warms the globe naturally, but they say the main driver still is human-induced warming behind those record-breaking temperatures. And if I just quickly show you global temperatures since the year 2000 right through to now, you can notice that warming trend. 2016 at the moment is the warmest year on record. This year we are likely to exceed that, and next year's forecast pushes that higher, potentially getting above that 1.5 degree trend. This is a key threshold, of course, in all the global warming negotiations going on at COP right now. So that's what's happening globally. Let's bring it back to the UK. After that very cold start to the week, we have finished on a warmer note than we have. Lots of rain through yesterday. For us today, that rain is much more showery. There will be a bit more sunshine around, though, more especially towards the south and the east of the country. But as we go into Saturday evening, as that rain starts to push its way through eastwards, we're going to have to keep a very close eye on wind conditions as we go through Saturday evening in particular. Widespread gales expected through England, Wales and Northern Ireland. But in this zone through Northern Ireland in towards northwest England, northwest Wales, we could see some damaging winds. And we'll, of course, keep you updated.
Also shows the power of music, Chris, doesn't it? It never, ever fades. Chris, thanks so much. Chris Page there for us in Nina.
8:48 is the time. Let's have a chat with Matt about the weather, looking ahead to the weekend as well. What have you got for us, Matt?
It's wet, isn't it?
More
Wet
rain.
underfoot.
Yep, very much so. If you've travelled cross country recently, very good morning to you, by the way. You'll have noticed scenes a little bit like this. These were from yesterday across the southwest of England, where paths turned to rivers. Lots of waterlogged fields around at the moment as well, and rivers actually running pretty high. Number of flood warnings across the country right now. All the details on the BBC Weather website and on the BBC Weather app as well. And understandable, we saw second wettest day on record for Aberdeen yesterday, and around half a month's worth of rain in the southwest. And so any further rain only tops up those rivers and causes further risk of flooding. And there will be more around this weekend.